I just want to introduce the idea of the circle, another piece of it. It's very symbolic for me to work with the circle, because in particularly working with civility and working with conflict issues and that sort of thing. And what's really interesting, I think I'll do, first I want to say that I'm a work in progress, so I haven't arrived. I'm in process, I'm learning as I go. Every day I'm learning. And I'm very fortunate and appreciative and have a lot of gratitude about the experiences that I have in my life. And I find that my own self journey is really valuable for the work that I do to help understand others. So this next story is one about my own learning that the circle helps demonstrate. And that's when I first started doing this work many, many years ago. I would just have a group of people like this, and I would be doing it all over the United States or different places. And every workshop in the beginning, I'd always have a crazy person in there, you know. And that crazy person usually sat opposite me what Chris is saying. And it's like, you know, and it's like, I can't wait till this person leaves. It's like, my God, didn't they hear the question I just asked? And they would answer something off the wall. And it was just drove me crazy. And it's like, you know, my God, what is it with this person, you know? So I could, you know, they wouldn't leave. I, you know, tried to encourage them to go, you know, hey, you know, you got a meeting today, you know, or whatever, you know. It just drive me crazy. And so, like, when the workshop was over, it's like, oh, thank God, you know, jeez, that was hard. Well, next workshop, different town, different place. There's a crazy person. Sat right where Chris is sitting. It's like, what the, you know? And I was like, oh, God, what is it? And I would ask these questions, and they would answer things that were just crazy. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, you're kind of ruining it for everybody else by answering things the way you're answering it. And this went on for a while, and through my work, I've learned, working with American Indians, the idea of Coyote. And Coyote is a teacher, and he teaches through tricks like crazy people, and it places crazy people in your life. And so I was thinking, well, maybe this crazy person, since it's different towns, different places, different groups of people, and always this crazy person, maybe it's not them, maybe it's me. And I was going, what is it about me that this person is teaching me? And all of a sudden I started realizing where they were positioned in the circle. And they were positioned opposite of me. And I was born, most of us are born this way, but I was born with eyes in front of my head, not behind my head. And the crazy things that they were describing were the things I didn't see, the things that were behind me. And it was actually a gift because they made my world bigger. They gave the possibility that maybe I could understand something that was beyond what I was able to see. And so it was quite a lesson for me to realize that where we sit in the room gives us gifts. It's something scary because this is what we see. And if somebody's presenting something that you don't see, that's scary because it's like something's wrong here, you know. And I hope it's not me, you know. And but it gives you that opportunity that maybe they're telling you what's behind you, what you don't know, what you can't see. And so that's for a number of years I then welcomed that. I was open to that. And was appreciative, but a lot of times I didn't understand it. But still, I was open to it because I realized, you know, they were describing that world back there. But now what I do in the last few years, what I've been doing is actually embracing it. If the crazy person tells me I should do something, it's like, okay, we better do this, you know, because they're seeing something I don't see. So now I've gotten to where I'm relaxed and I trust these different views, and it's really valuable. So if you take one thing away maybe from this, and there's going to be a lot of stuff we're going to work with between today and tomorrow, but one thing is that when there's conflict going on around you, well, let's go to the extreme of the Republicans and the Democrats. You know, the Republicans are seeing the world that way. The Democrats are seeing the world that way. It's a whole room. It's not just a part of a room. And their view is partially correct. It's correct from where they sit, but it's partially correct from, you know, from looking at the whole room. People that sit over here, it's partially correct. It's what they see, but it's not the whole world. And if you can kind of learn to appreciate the view of the world that's unseen to you. And then you can incorporate that. It's like, well, maybe there's something back in this corner that's valuable for me, could really help me. And that's what I do now, is if somebody says, let's do something, it's like, okay, let's do that. And it usually turns out pretty darn good. And so way better than if I had just done it the way I thought. And so for a lot of reasons. So anyway, the circle is really helpful for me to realize that this world is not just the way that I see it. It's not just my perspective. And so in this work that I do, and the work that we're going to be doing the next day and a half, it's about turning a point of view into a viewing point. You know, and the opportunity can be from other people's perspectives or from your own perspective. You know, you might learn to turn around and see what's back there, or you just might trust what other people say and incorporate that.